Locally Owned Murfreesboro, the podcast. The people and the stories behind what makes Murfreesboro matter.
Where we get to know the people you need to know in and around the borough.
It is you. What's up, Murfreesboro? We now. Oh, like I was really trying to have a straight face.
Okay,
welcome back to Locally Owned Murfreesboro, the podcast.
The podcast. Don't you know?
Oh, Jesus.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
Don't you know? Okay.
I'm doing golly gee willikers. Sorry.
We have a return guest. Now that we're on video, we had to come and invite them back, and lots of new updates. So I'm glad to welcome Dr. Lauren and Dr. Noah from Boro Chiropractic back to the show.
Hey,
Yay!
friends. How are you?
Welcome back, guys.
Oh my gosh.
We're
That's
super
Missy.
stoked.
Are you super stoked?
Oh, yeah.
See, last time we got you in the evening and you were like worn out and your accent was on point.
Oh, yeah.
It's bright and early. So you
It
even
won't be
said
as thick.
Cracker Barrel earlier today. And I was like, oh, there it is.
Oh, hey, thanks there, Dr. Lauren.
Oh, he thinks. Thanks,
You-
sis.
she adjusted your mic. I did.
Whoa.
What else do you adjust, Dr. Lauren?
Oh,
Hey.
not that kind of show.
Get it, guys? It's a chiropractic joke.
I got it. Before we get started, I just want to say I received a targeted ad today, and it was a targeted ad about a podcast that started over COVID, and now they're doing a 12-show tour, and HBO Max is doing a thing. So I'm just like, HBO Max, if you're interested, we will do a 12-city tour, and we will kill it. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there.
Support
Yes, you will.
locals.
Yeah, support locals. We'll do a 12, like Rockville, Las Casas, Christiana,
Chapel Hill.
Chapel Hill,
Eagleville.
Bradyville. Oh, I get in trouble for saying Bradyville. Bradyville,
Riddleville.
yeah.
Smyrna.
Walter Hill. Like, we'll do all 12 of those places. Just saying. It would be a killer documentary. Just saying. Okay.
Okay.
Now that I've made my pitch to HBO, we're so glad you're here.
Yes. Our Business of the Year award winners.
What?
Yeah.
Light Up Local Firefly Award winners.
Y'all, that was such a surprise. We had no idea. And then we were there, sitting in the back, because that's where all the cool kids sit.
Duh.
That's where
And
the
they get up-
troublemakers sit.
They get up. Yeah, troublemaker school kids. Potato.
Yeah. The finalists were Boro Chiropractic, Jeremy Head Golf Academy, and there was one
It
more.
was the skin people.
Skin PH. Yeah.
So y'all go. We had 50,000 votes this year for all the categories and everything. Lauren and I look at each other.
We're like, we're out.
Done.
We're out.
Not
Until
winning.
Kathleen's daughter too. She
You
won.
have to tell
Oh
that
my
because that
gosh.
is so funny.
So we're the last award presented. Our expectations are not high for winning this award. to
Yes.
say the least. And Kathleen's daughter.
Who's Kathleen?
Kathleen runs the office. So
She's
if you
the real
come in,
boss.
You're gonna
Yes,
see her
yeah.
first. She's
She's
gonna welcome
amazing.
you.
Your
She's gonna
first
make you-
employee.
Oh,
Mhm.
she's great. She's gonna make you coffee. She's gonna offer you water. She's gonna make sure that you feel at home when you walk in the office. Anyways,
Actually, when she calls me, it says Kathleen, the boss Miller.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
pretty
I
great.
Well, she
love
is the
it.
boss.
I love it.
she's HR. She's everything. Anyways, her daughter comes with, and her daughter is hilarious but very quiet. And right before they announce the winners, she goes in this soft, quiet voice, "Guys, I can feel it in my bones. You're not gonna win." And we lost it.
So we were dying laughing so that when you said the awards, we were all like, wait,
What?
what? Because none of us were expecting it. And so it was just like this fun after.
Oh, it was so,
So
fun.
fun.
It
And then
was
you
so
turn to
unexpected.
Kathleen's daughter and you say, we can adjust those bones
Yeah.
so that you will start feeling better.
And I go, "Hey, Brooke, I think your bones were wrong."
As he's like getting up there preparing his speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Aw.
it turns out I didn't even have the microphone close enough to my mouth for the speech.
I know. I normally when I hand it off, I'm like, make love to the mic.
Oh.
Because you got to get like all up in it.
Should have
Whoa.
told me.
I
But
know.
it's all
sorry.
good. It was the excitement overtook us.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, and one of the things that we noted is that you guys said that you'd only been here for 10 months. But one of the things that I tell people, like when they asked about the awards, I say that you guys have only been here for 10 months, but you literally dove in headfirst into all things local.
Well,
So
yeah, like here's the deal. If you don't, or if you're a locally owned business, a small business, obviously you do it to take care of your family, to make them money.
Mhm.
You know, you want to have a little freedom as an entrepreneur. Like we all have those big dreams as
Mhm.
small business owners. But the
Mhm.
reality is because you stinking love your community and you
Yeah.
want to love on them. So
Mhm.
whether it's, hey, I make great cookies at my bakery, or I roast great coffee so people can form community at Brass Horn, or people come in and we help them get better so they can do what they want to do.
right.
That's just building and reinvesting in the community.
Right.
And that's the whole point of why that award was such a big privilege for us to win, because it's like,
Yeah.
hey, we're respected in the community and we're really glad that we have the opportunity to make it a better place just on that small level.
Yeah, but then on top of it, I think we just love people.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I mean,
yeah, we're a small town, small business,
Yeah.
but like we actually just love people.
yeah, we love learning about people. We want to
Mhm.
know, we want to know your lives. We want to know what's going on,
Mhm.
We
because
genuinely care about you. Like, it's not something I'm just like, hey, come to my business and support my business. It's like, no, like, let's sit down and have coffee so I can get to know you.
Mhm.
And if we're a good fit for you, great. But if we're not, like, we know like 15 other chiropractors in the area.
Yeah.
Like, we'll refer to them
we
all the
will
time.
gladly
Yeah.
Mhm.
one of my good friends is Dr. Kolka. I refer to him all
Dr.
the
Kolka.
Oh yeah. That's when
Oh.
the accent will really come up. But I refer to him all the time.
He was actually in our wedding.
Oh
So
yeah.
Yeah.
He was in our wedding. He was one of my groomsmen.
He
I'm
was
like,
my first chiropractor, like long time ago. He
And
was baby chiropractor with Dr. Rich Allen.
Yep.
So
and he's a stud. And it's like, all right, go see him. No big deal. And the people that walk in are Murfreesboro.
oh,
Right.
100%.
They represent Murfreesboro.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
come on, man. Let's see the city.
That's
Yeah.
cool. We're glad. We were really happy. Well, I was super happy.
You're making a healthier community.
Mhm.
I can certainly attest. So
Okay, so last time you were on the show, Dr. Lauren, you had to leave quickly because you had other commitments. But since you've been on the show, you are officially at Boro Chiropractic. So now you
I
get to
am.
work with your best friend. So that's good. I'm glad. Right? You guys
Yeah.
are best
Yeah.
friends.
no, it's like that's
Yeah.
so cheesy.
It's
It
no,
is.
but like it's so we used to work together up or on the other side
The
of
dream
town.
team is
The
back.
Yeah, the dream team is back.
Did we just become best friends?
Yes, yes, we did. But we used to work
We said so.
together for 2.5 years before we opened Boro Chiropractic. And so when he left, it was like a part of my heart left, but also like it just wasn't as fun. Like I couldn't, we just banter. And so our patients become part of our
Banter also
relationship.
means she just picks on me all the time.
And patients normally pick my side. So it's really helpful.
Smart.
So we all gang up on Dr. Noah, which is really fun. But it's been a lot of fun to be back in our business and working together, and the relationships that Noah has built before I have come into the clinic have just been really awesome. So I've been really getting to know a lot of new people,
Mhm.
but a lot of really fun, intentional people too. So that's been really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. And it's
Mhm.
way less stressful when you have another doc there, because we get to bounce ideas off each other. If you're like, something's not right, let's get another set of eyes on this. Or, hey, what do you feel? Oh, okay, it's the same as me. Great, let's go in this direction. Let's make sure that
Mhm.
Yeah.
that they're getting treated. It's just sweet. You get a second opinion right there.
And then when you have to do an adjustment that might hurt, it's like here you hold Dr. Lauren's hand
Mhm.
and I will
Yeah.
you can scream, it's okay.
Yeah.
Or it's like, oh, Dr. Lauren hurt you. I'm way more gentle next time.
Oh, it's funny because she's like, I'm way more aggressive than Noah. Just be prepared. I'm like, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, true fact though.
Yeah.
True fact.
I need to get aggressive adjustment because
Well, I learned to adjust on Noah in chiropractic school. Like we met in chiropractic
Yeah.
school.
Because she
And
was just
so-
flirting with me during class. And was
That's
like,
actually not
no,
true.
Lauren. I need to focus.
I had to focus on my schoolwork.
That's 100% backwards. He asked me out 6 times before I finally said yes.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
You
Yes, real life.
wanted to hang out with me.
Anywho, so I learned to adjust on him, and he'd always say, "You need to push harder, do harder. That doesn't. I can't feel it. Push harder." And then when he would adjust me, I'd be like, "Ow, do you do that to people? It's so hard."
She would
Ow,
like shame me when I adjusted. She'd be like, "Loving touch. You don't do that to your patients, do you?" And I'm like, "Ouch."
You probably break them.
Ouch,
That's
that
what
hurts.
Yeah. So
Don't break your
now,
patience.
yeah. So now he's a lot more gentle than I think I am, but I've never adjusted myself. So you could probably attest more.
I think
Gentle giant,
Yeah.
spicy Lauren brings the thunder.
Mhm.
Can't beat it.
I'm
That's your next
Pisces.
shirt, Spicy Lauren.
Spicy
And Gentle
Lauren.
Giant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it.
I still think Dr. Babe Cakes.
All right. So
Why
if
are you Dr. Babe Cakes?
here's
Let's
the
see.
best story ever. When we were working together before at Well,
My cheeks are already getting red.
I know it's so great. So we're adjusting these two, they're cousins. I think they're cousins. They're from
Yeah,
Shelbyville.
they're cousins.
And these guys are
Shovel.
Shovel.
It's called shovel. You don't
Shovel.
even try to like pronounce it.
I
Shovel.
like these guys are country and they're great. One of them fixed tractors and one of them fixed lawnmowers.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
but also like at our old clinic, like there was like 15 people. So it was the busiest time. It was a Wednesday morning, busiest time. We call it coffee hour because everybody was like running in,
yeah, and people get excited to see each other. So the clinic's packed.
loud. Nobody can hear.
I'm working
anything.
on the one guy. Lauren's on the table working on the other guy, and she wants my attention. And supposedly she said, "Noah."
No, I said Dr. Noah, Dr. Noah, Dr. Noah, Dr. Noah, Dr. Noah, Dr. Noah.
And
And he
I'm
didn't
being a
hear
good
me.
doctor, giving my full attention to my patient.
I love both sides of the story.
So
all
then
at
I
one
just
time.
like scream at him like in real life, and I'm like, "Babe cakes," and my heart like froze, and I just like I wanted to crawl into a little hole. I was like so embarrassed.
And I was like, "Did she just call me babe cakes in a professional setting in clinic?" So I look up and I go, "Excuse me, that's Dr. Babe Cakes to you."
And no joke, everybody in the whole clinic just roared because
Oh,
it was
and
like you
these
could
two-
drop a pin when I said it.
These two guys howled like they lost it. They're like, "Dr. Babe Cakes."
They'll
yeah?"
even
Oh,
say it when they
man.
come in to Noah's or the Boro Chiropractic, our clinic
Yeah.
now, because they'll be like, "Oh, hey, Dr. Babe Cakes," and they'll say it to me, and I'm like, "Stop."
So that's our ongoing joke of
Nice.
Babe Cakes, Dr. Babe Cakes.
There
Do you
go.
really call him Babe Cakes?
Of course she
So,
does.
Yes,
What?
it's
okay.
like
Come on.
I mean,
Is it
look
like
at him.
beefcake plus babe equals babe cakes?
You know,
Yeah.
I don't really know where it came from.
Oh, okay.
It was just a thing, and now everybody in Murfreesboro knows.
So
So
at Minnesotans say
Yeah.
beef
I got
cakes?
adjusted by Dr. Babe Cakes.
yes, you should.
That's the next shirt.
Marissa's
Spicy
on top of
Lauren, and I've been
Marketing,
adjusted
right?
Dr.
That
Babe
sounds
Cakes.
like a
These
horrible
shirts.
like Instagram name for some profile, Dr. Babe Cakes. And just like all these horrible
Search
things.
channel.
Like,
Is it
Yeah,
available?
so much thirst.
Check.
it's sponsored by like a scrubs company.
Real life marketing right here.
Yeah, we got all you need.
If you need any marketing, we are here for you.
But yeah, it's really good to have Lauren back. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been together ever since our first year in chiropractic school.
Yeah, we're going on
She-
8 years.
So like I was gonna say like 3 years ago. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
pretty much. We've been married for a year and a half.
Mhm.
Our relationship started out a little rocky though. It
Mm.
did.
I
She
don't know where he's going with this.
She's
go.
like, there's
Let's
so
hear
many roads we could take.
she made me swim one time,
Oh.
Yes, so
and this is how we met.
I thought that Noah was just joking when he said he was practicing swimming, but he came out of the water when he was like at the
Well,
competition.
let's tell them like what we were doing.
Okay, but we're
So
gonna have
this
to
is
see
like
long. I think this is
It's okay.
Wow,
down a
we
path.
got it.
Okay.
We got it. No big deal. So like our first time hanging out in chiropractic school, and this is when I think Lauren really liked me, but
Not really.
not really. She loved CrossFit, like breathed it, slept it, ate it, everything.
Did she tell you
CrossFit.
it every day?
Yes.
Like every
Oh,
second?
for sure.
Yeah.
And
It
I was
was-
always wearing
hey,
Reebok.
It wasn't hi, I'm Lauren. It's hi CrossFit. My name's Lauren. Right.
And he was like, "I'm in love," right there.
So my buddies ran a CrossFit gym, and they're like, "No, we're doing this competition. It's a male-female partner competition. You should join." Well, I haven't done CrossFit, but I was like, "Sure, I'll join. I'll do it." They're like, "Sweet. The first event is at one of the lakes because there's 5 million lakes in Minnesota. The one partner runs a mile. The
There was
other one,
1,000 links.
10,000.
okay,
10,000.
technically, there's like a little over 12,000.
Okay, sorry.
Just saying, and a lot of
Minnesota tip of
mosquitoes.
the day.
So
Minnesota.
I asked Lauren if she wants to do it. She's like, yeah, but I'm not swimming. Okay.
Okay,
I guess
what
I'll
girl
swim.
wants to like drive an hour from my house to go in a nasty lake and then like get in the car and drive back home? Like,
That's
no,
fair.
not doing that.
That's very fair.
So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll learn to swim. And that's when Snapchat was really big. So there was a pool at our school, and I'd go swim like every other day.
From a lifeguard that was one of our friends was teaching him how to
Yep.
swim, which I thought like he was kidding. Like I thought like
Well, he
was
did
just,
Yeah,
like,
because I kept sending her things like, I'm super nervous. Are you sure you don't want to swim? Kept sending those things, or like, this is not going to go well. I have to swim 400 meters.
Warning. I tried to tell you. Yeah.
Yep. They don't let me wear a life jacket.
Can you see him in floaties? I'm gonna get there.
So we get to this competition. I'm trying to be all cool because I know she loves CrossFit. I'm like, all right, Lauren, here's the deal. Like, I will go 100 miles an hour. Like when I get out of the water, I'll go hard, and we'll crush this workout.
he's like, you better be ready when I get out of the
Yeah.
water. We are going ham. And I was like, whoa.
So
Like, this is real.
We
I'm
just
like,
got
I
intense.
need to go practice. So I got my goggles on, and I get in the water, and I was like, I can't do this. I cannot do
You
this.
guys, he
There
comes
was
out of
white
the
caps
water.
that day. I swear there's white caps that day. The waves are so big.
So
In a lake. Got it.
he
Yep.
gets out of the water and his face is white. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, are you okay?
Like
he's
we're
like-
flirting with a panic attack right
He's
now.
like, I don't think I can do this. I'm like, no, you can totally do this. You're
Because she
gonna-
did not
'cause
want to
I
get
did
wet.
not want to swim. Like, you can totally do this. You were made for this.
So I'm like, okay, just stay to the back of this group. When we go in, it's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 lifeguards out there. They have paddle boards. Like I can just hang on to one of those if I die. We're good. All right. So we start going, and we're doing pretty good. I make it down like the first 100 meters, and I make the turn. And then all of a sudden, a massive wave comes over me, and like I lose my goggles somehow. I'm not sure. Just so you know, it's really not that windy that day. It was windy, but like, just know it's amplified when you're nervous. And
I
a
can
boat
imagine.
drove by. Anyways,
A kayak? No, I'm just kidding.
yes, it probably was. I lose my goggles, and then all of a
Canoe.
sudden, like, I start panicking. I'm like, I can't breathe. I can't see out of my goggles, so I rip them off. My ribs like spasming. I'm like dying. And I look at the lifeguard. I'm like, hey, bro, can you just be my friend for the next, I don't know, 200 meters till we finish? He's like, yeah, sure. And we're just paddling away. Somehow, I finish. And Lauren, how fast
He
did I
beat,
swim?
he beat the one guy that only has one leg.
Yep.
And like
That was the only
he-
guy I beat. And
and
I was
he
like,
was
all
like-
right.
So I'm
sweet.
like waiting for him to get out of the water, and I'm like, no. Mind you,
Now I know why I have to go ham.
yeah, mind you, everybody on the beach is doing this workout, and like they're already like doing things, and I'm like, he's not even out of the water yet. Oh my gosh, like, what are we gonna do?
I thought it'd take me like,
So he gets out of the
10
water,
minutes.
and he's
Took me,
like,
like, 17.
walking to me, not even running, and I was like, I thought we were going ham.
there was a lot of grace shown in that moment.
And
by
then,
you,
well, we
wasn't
weren't
there?
dating anymore.
Yeah.
I wasn't even there.
She's like, hurry up.
So, anyways, that's how. And then I realized I couldn't lie to him after that. So that night when I got home, I texted him and I said, "Hey,
Well,
by
we
the
didn't come
way,
in last, did we?
We came second to last.
Second to last. And then
Which I was distraught about. But anyways, I texted him later that night and I said, "Hey, I just want to let you know I was like one class away from being a lifeguard. I just really didn't want to swim." And he was like, so
can you
upset.
believe she did that to me?
And then he fell in love with me and we got married. And
But
here we are.
that was the moment
Aw.
I was like, oh, she can't lie to me. Maybe there is something to this girl.
Nice.
We're going to have to regain some trust here, but I think we'd be friends.
And
then-
that's how
Friends.
Dr. Lauren and Dr. Noah met.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
I mean, we learned that Sean and Christy Hackinson met at a dance club.
That would be
But
great.
this is a great story.
I'm gonna have to re-listen to that one.
just know I did not come in last.
Good job,
Very
Noah.
close to last.
Good job, Noah.
Don't ever make me swim.
So tell me, like, after all of that, so you've been in Murfreesboro how many years?
4.5,
4.5
4,
years.
yeah.
The clinic's been open for
11 months.
11
11
months.
June 1 will be our 1 year.
So you've worked together before, but now you're together again.
Mhm.
Gee, it's great to. Okay, sorry.
I don't know that song.
I don't either. I was
That's-
letting her have her moment.
It's okay.
Now I'm like, what is that from? It's from a movie. I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's the Muppets. That's it.
Oh,
There she
Um,
is.
it's from the Muppets. You're welcome. Do you want me to sing the whole thing? No, I'm just kidding. What is like? I know I'm married. Marissa's married.
Mhm.
What is it like working with your loved one?
Well, let me ask you two: could you work with your loved one?
Negative.
Well, I work from home majority of the time. I don't just
So
stay
you
in
see
a
him all the time.
I don't just do the podcast. We actually like share it off.
This is what we
I
do
actually have
all day
I
long.
actually have a job, a career.
This
Because
is part-time.
everyone
Lucy's like, oh my god.
no, everyone thinks that I just do the podcast, and I'm like,
No,
this
there's
is-
more to me.
Yeah, so I work from home majority of the time. My husband also works from home, so essentially we work together, and we've worked together for like 3 years. We sometimes have lunch together.
I think it's different when you have to answer to each other.
Yeah,
So-
Well,
Like-
well,
actually, Noah's the
yes, I know,
boss.
but
Yeah.
we still have to answer together about house things
So
during
this
the
is-
middle of the day.
This is what it's like when a patient asks me a question. I just say,
Yeah.
"Let me ask the CEO." And they're like, "Who's the CEO?" I'm like, "My wife. It's Lauren. She works here too." And they're like, "Oh, yeah, dude. Make sure that you ask the CEO." But working together is pretty easy. We did it for 2 years. What I think the key is that we worked together before we were married, and we also we didn't live together before we were married, so it created that boundary as well of like,
Mhm.
okay, how do we communicate and get over conflict really, really fast,
Mhm.
Mhm.
right? Because we don't have time to fight.
We
and
really don't.
you can't fight in front of a patient that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So that taught us a lot right away before we got
Mhm.
married.
right.
And then it taught us how to communicate really well once we were married and living together.
I would say we're like big over communicators, which probably gets us in trouble a little bit more than not communicating.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So sometimes like, maybe I should have waited before I said that. But for the most part, we're really good at setting up boundaries, essentially, is what I'm
That's
saying.
good.
So, for example, Lauren, when she was done at the other clinic, she said, "Hey, I need some more time for things outside of work,
Mhm.
like working out." And I said, "Deal. I'll make you a deal. You can come to work at 8 o'clock when we open, or if you go to the 8:30 CrossFit class at Barbell Battalion,
Shout out Barbell Battalion.
yeah, Alex O'Brien, he's a stud. You can show up at 10." And she's like, "Done."
Don't even have to ask me twice. I'll go to the gym.
But it's really cool because then it also allows her to meet her fitness goals that she's working towards.
Well, that
and I-
makes you a
it-
better person
Yeah,
when
it
you're
creates her
working on yourself.
And then it's like I've got 2 hours to kind of get to work, get the flow going, and then she comes. I'm like, "Oh, this is fun. My friend's here now
Well,
today."
and I'm part of my community, my community again, because for the last year and a half, almost a year, I haven't been able to go and work out with my friends because I've been so intertwined at the other clinics and also running his business on the social media aspect
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
branding aspect that like my hands are tied on time. And
Mhm.
so now I've had like this really awesome, like just I'm thrown right back into my old community. And my old community was like, "Oh my gosh, Lauren, you're back. This is so great." And so it's been really good to get to hang out with my friends again, but also like to come back into the clinic. And by the time I get there at 10, now I'm woken up. I have a workout in. I'm normally more happy. And then normally a coffee is waiting for me. So it's just
Mhm.
a win-win
Like-
And if not, I mean, just swing by Brass Horn on the way.
Yeah,
right there.
yeah. She sets up a lot of work meetings at Brass Horn during the day.
I really
Like,
do.
Yeah.
It's been really
"Hmm,
great.
Are these actually work meetings?"
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
I can say like this will tell you mine and Stephen Lay's relationship. Like we took a dance class and I didn't know how to let him lead. Yeah, and he was like, "You what are you
Does that resonate with you?
what are you
Lauren?
doing? What are you
Yeah.
doing?" So, but I will say during COVID, I was like, this is either going to make or break our relationship because we get summers together,
Mhm.
but I'm still working and he's just chilling because he's
Yeah.
earned months of sitting in a recliner because he's
Yeah.
killing it every day. Comes home totally exhausted, mentally and physically. So, COVID was amazing. Like it was really good for us. Communication, big key. Like he and
Yeah.
I are working on that. But if like he knows now that like when I speak out loud about my business, he's still to keep his mouth shut and just let me think it out loud. And he just plays devil's advocate and asks questions. Cause the first time he says something, I'm like, I didn't ask you, so
Yeah.
I know that it's mine and mine alone, but I think it's great that you guys have you have a common goal. Like he's like, there was something on Facebook that was like, if you switch jobs with your spouse, how quickly would they get fired?
Hmm.
And Steven's like, I wouldn't even start. I'm like,
Yeah.
That's so funny.
he's like, you would come home crying because I have a big heart and I want to help everybody.
Mhm.
And he said, and your face would get you in trouble immediately.
Mhm.
So you might make it a week and then you'd quit. I don't think you'd get fired. I think you'd quit. And he was like, I just wouldn't start. He's like, oh, you want to plan a party? Great. Have fun with that.
So funny.
Dude,
because we are polar opposites. He wants to sit in his recliner and be alone, and I want to go.
Yeah.
So
And like Lauren and I are very different, but we want to see each other succeed, right? Everybody wants to see their spouse succeed.
Mhm.
absolutely.
So what I learned when I came down, so at the other clinic, Lauren came down first, and then I came down after I finished my fellowship 9 months later. And I stepped into a clinic that she started.
Mhm.
She was running.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, as a man, how do I lead in this situation, but be number two?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It
So
does.
how do I be a supportive leader, right?
Mhm.
And that's what we
A servant leader.
a servant leader, yeah. And I got to learn that for 2 years before we got married. And then now at this clinic, it's like, all right, here's the systems, here's where we're going. And then she just fills in the holes.
Well, and what I
fills in the
love so
gaps.
much about Boro Chiropractic being a part of what Noah's doing is I get to step into his dream now. Like, I feel like I've
Yeah.
had my dream and I'm stepping in and like being a supporting role has been just a really cool transition for me because I get to sit there and watch him do what he was made to do. And so it's just been a really cool last 3 weeks of just getting to watch him succeed, but also just supporting him and filling in the gaps when he needs.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's really low
Mhm.
stress for you now
Mhm.
compared to before where you had to be in charge of everything. And now you're like, oh, I just get to come and do my
Well,
thing.
and what's nice too about treating is I have a background in athletic training. And so like when people come in and they're like, "Hey, I might have fractured something," like that's my game. Right? Like I'm like, "Give me it." Like I will know for sure if you fractured something, if where we need to send you. But, like, with Noah, like, he loves helping people's shoulders, feet, like, he likes to get in there and, like, do all the things, and I'm like, "Can I just adjust you, or can I see a mom and a baby instead?" Like, "Hey, I'm gonna adjust you," but, like, he's gonna do your extremity work, and so he's trying to teach me how to do a lot of the extremity work, like the shoulders, hips, knees, feet, all the things, and I'm like, "Can I just make sure that there's no fracture and you just, like, have
Yeah.
at it?"
You do the ugly work. Like you
Yeah.
make people cry. Go for it.
Right.
You be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's good in an office because you have balance built in.
Yeah.
Like you're not doing the same thing, or like a patient comes in and like, oh, they do the same thing. Now which one
Mhm.
do I choose? And
Yeah.
but they're married and I don't want to make them mad.
And like
you
we
know, with
don't
this.
care at all about that. We used to, or we like
Yeah.
it. We thought it would be a big deal, but man, that got broken so long ago.
Oh, yeah, and I totally love when patients are like, "No, I wanna see Dr. Noah," and I'm like, "Perfect, I'm gonna go have some coffee and sit down. See you
So-
later."
And I'm all like pulling up the app, and it's like,
Yep.
It's real, it's real.
Yeah, totally. Like we
yeah.
don't.
Every
we don't
time
care.
I come into your office, though, Noah's like, "Oh my gosh, you need to meet this person. Oh
Yep.
my gosh, you need to
Yeah.
meet this person."
I will network the heck out of you.
Seriously,
Yeah.
I don't think any like, Ted Lasso when he's like, "You just met an awesome person."
Yeah. Congrats, you just met an awesome person.
Like,
yeah.
that's what I feel like Noah and I do in Boro Chiropractic all the time. Like, there'll be somebody there that walks in and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you need to meet so and so," because like they're part of our life somehow in some way, and so it's just so nice to be able
Yeah,
to
I now
introduce
have
people.
tickets to a musical because I met someone who was singing in a musical at Boro Chiropractic.
Who was it?
Keith's wife, maybe.
Mm.
Lovely couple. She said she just thought, I'll try out, and then she got it.
The
No,
Shrek.
Xavier and Shannon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
You're
they're
going?
awesome people.
I'd love to go with you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
because I'm
awesome.
pretty sure my daughter's gonna cancel on me, so I'll hit you up.
Perfect.
You
Let me know.
guys should go. But like,
Fill in, daughter.
I know y'all love Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
What?
And like,
What?
what? Who? And
It's
I
time for
really-
our Ted Lasso segment of the day. Go for it.
Seriously.
And I really resonate with Ted. Like, I'm like, if I was a coach, I'd feel I'd probably be a lot like Ted. And so we just kind of bring that positive attitude into the clinic all
It's
the time.
sometimes a little annoying, but
No.
he's always just so happy.
It's okay. You can be like Roy in those
I
moments.
had
I really feel like I'm the Roy to your Ted.
I'm Roy. I'm totally Roy.
Oh yes, Steven is the beard to my Ted Lasso for sure. My
And
my hubby
everybody
is the
needs a
beard.
good beard.
Every-
Everybody needs a good beard.
on multiple levels.
Yep. Take it as you wish.
That's right. Yeah. For sure. Yeah,
Cool.
I believe that you can never be like my daughter's assistant athletic director was like, I just love your mom, and she's like, why? She's like, she's so adorable. And she's like, "Oh, thanks. What makes you think she's like, she's always so happy and she's like cheering for everybody. Like it's just so sweet." And I was like, "I'm adorable."
Yes.
Yes,
So
you
what-
are.
Mission accomplished.
That's awesome.
Somebody said I'm happy. That's all I want in life. Make people happy.
So, now that you're in the office, you guys are working together. What's next for Boro Chiropractic?
Gosh, that's a great
Since you're
Dr.
coming
Lauren
up
wants
on
a
it.
baby. That's
That's-
what's next.
That's a really great question. You should ask my husband.
No, so I mean, obviously, the goal for Lauren to be done at the other clinics was so that we could start a family.
Yeah.
That's on the near future.
We wanted
but-
to have the freedom to do that. So like I want to work part-time, and if and when, not if, when we get pregnant, and we have baby, I want to be able to practice, but also like have our kid be a part of what we do.
Oh yeah.
And so I think that was a big thing for opening Boro, but also for me to transition over, is so that we could.
We can implement, and
Have a
like on
family.
the business level, we can implement a lot more now that Lauren's full time.
Yeah.
You know, we can see more people. We can implement some programs that we've been trying to do that I just didn't have the capacity
Mhm.
for.
Mhm.
For example, we want to implement more of the rehab side of it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We want to even create maybe where people can come in and just get fit, or that nonprofit side.
Yeah.
And then also, now we have some interns from Minnesota
I was going to
coming
say
down.
we have a new intern
Yeah.
coming in
What?
July.
Y'all,
His
he
name is Mike.
He is a super.
We can't
good
wait to
dude.
meet you, Mike.
Yeah.
Yep, he's Canadian though. Just
oh,
so you
the
know.
one I met
So-
at
Yeah.
Jack's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so he's Canadian.
So he's gonna leave his boat in Canada, eh?
yeah,
What?
his boat.
So
Eh.
He's going to leave his boat in the bag.
yeah,
Oh,
he's not.
Don't you
He's
know?
not a hockey fan though. Really.
oh,
Which
yay! I
is
love him
super-
even more.
I was
Can't
like-
wait to meet you,
I
Mike.
was like, all right, Mike, that might be your one flaw.
Like
but
down
we'll
in
get
the
over it.
south, we're like, yeah, hikey, okay,
But anyways,
we're
fight,
super-
fight, fight.
Right.
with her there, now we have the ability to, because we love to teach and we love to mentor and we love to disciple. So now we have that opportunity to actually invest in somebody and serve them, because we can do it together versus, hey, you can come intern, but my capacity for you is like at 3%.
Oh, great.
You know
so
what
you
I
can
mean?
actually teach.
So
yeah.
we can actually teach and use them and make them feel part of the community that we're trying to create.
And being part of it, like being a small business, everybody knows as a small business owner, there is a ton of stuff that never gets done or is
Mm.
broken or is
Something
a phone
breaks
call that
I
every
don't
you
know
week.
what you're talking about.
And
Or
so
they-
with Noah, I feel like I've been able to step in and help out and say, hey, what do you need me to make sure it gets accomplished this week? And so I think that's taking enough off of his plate
Oh,
that he
yeah.
can now pour into, developing new systems, new procedures, new protocols, so that when Mike comes, he's stepping into a clinic that is a little bit more mature and not in that like 1-year-old
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
Even as simple as like this week, Xfinity quadruple billed me for who knows why. I'm like,
Not a
an
fan
internet
right
bill I
now.
don't think should ever be starting with that number first.
No.
Right. So when you're alone and you don't have any support staff, that's
Yeah.
on the back of your mind. And it's
Yeah.
really hard to like constantly separate that. But now
Mhm.
it's like, hey, Kathleen, or hey, Lauren, can you take care of this wrong bill so that we can be fully focused on the patient?
Right.
And I can sit on Xfinity's phone line for an hour and wait for somebody to answer.
That sounds right.
You
Yeah.
know, so
Yep.
just small business world. Y'all get it.
Well, I
Yes.
remember like I had just met you guys and I came in, stopped in the office, and Lauren was showing me like something on Instagram, and she's like, yeah, I do all of this. And Noah was like, whoa, slow it down, because like I'm getting too many patients. And she's like, negative, we're gonna pump it up.
Yep.
You're gonna hire somebody and we're gonna do this.
She's like, you can do it. I'm like, I'm so tired. I don't know if I
What?
can do it.
If you ever get to meet us in real life, I hope that you do. But we are like 110 all in all the time
Yep.
and
Yeah.
everything we do. We're not going to commit to something unless I can give you 110. And it's not like Noah does 80 and I do no, we both do 110. So when he was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able, I'm like, no, you're going to be able to do this because you were made to do this. And this is your passion. And this is, we are going to make sure that this is successful in whatever capacity that we need to do. And whoever joins our ship is going to be
Yeah.
just loving life.
It's just
because
where
of the
God
way
put
we
us
do
right now.
things.
And so
Right.
we might
Love
as well use this opportunity to
Yeah.
do it like a
Mhm.
privilege. and
That's,
just
I
to
think
make the
that's
most
why
out
I
of it.
love you guys. Why I resonate with you guys is everything is 110%.
Yeah.
If I'm cleaning the toilet, that's gonna be the cleanest daggum toilet there is.
Mhm.
110%.
Yes, it is. Right,
Yes, it
Dr.
is.
Lauren?
Yes.
How much do you love cleaning toilets?
That
Oh,
is
I
a-
hate
that is a
cleaning
man job. Can we just say that real quick?
not in my house.
I'm saying it on
My
a
husband's
podcast.
like, oh.
Well,
No.
you guys are getting more patients. You could just hire.
Yeah.
not for my house.
That's
yes,
what
you
she's-
can.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, we're not. I don't know if we made it to that level
I
yet.
just started at Boro Chiropractic. Please come support us.
That's right.
Reward yourself sometimes.
Don't
You'll
make
see
me
how
clean
beautiful
any more
it is.
toilets.
But I really think toilets is a man's job. Man's job. They mess it up the
Interesting.
most. They can clean it.
Okay.
Mhm.
We're all
Yeah.
humans here.
Anyways,
Yeah, let's
what's
not
the
talk
next?
about-
What's the next question?
Yeah, let's
Do we-
move
do
on.
we have any questions?
Well, I mean, this being our first little recap episode, we didn't really have like how's that going to roll, but I love that we learned a little bit more about what's next for Boro Chiropractic.
Hey, can we give a shout out quick of why we like doing the podcast and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
supporting you guys
Yeah.
and locally owned Murfreesboro?
Yeah,
So,
tell us
all right,
more.
so these two right here,
There's the camera.
these two right here are on fire for Murfreesboro. They
Yes.
just want to see this community grow and
Yeah.
be successful in everything they do.
Mhm.
So why would we not want to support that kind of mission?
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
They're not trying to take advantage of any small business. They just want to see it flourish.
Yeah.
And what they're doing with locally owned Murfreesboro, even through this podcast, it brought me a few patients. And for like the easiest thing in the world, they're so easy to talk to.
Yeah.
They want to see succeed. We actually just had dinner the other night, and the ideas that they were coming up with for locally owned Murfreesboro and how it can support you guys better is unreal.
If you're not
So-
a part of locally owned Murfreesboro,
You just need to be part of it.
need to get on board
Yes.
because these people are 110% at making sure that your business is successful words, but also that like your story gets told. And I am 100% with you that
110%.
110% with you that I think if people knew every small business's heart and
Oh,
yeah.
the story behind that small business, why wouldn't people come and see you? So
Yeah.
these two are really, this is what this whole podcast is all about, is sharing the heart of the small business, and you need to be on it.
Yeah.
So
Like
call them.
Mhm.
Missy Merceau, what's y'all's hidden agenda behind locally owned Murfreesboro?
Yeah.
There's
What
no-
is the hidden agenda?
There's no
I'm
hid-
I'm a joy spreader. I just
Yeah.
want to spread
Yeah.
joy.
Like, like that's the thing. There's no hidden agenda. What
No.
you see is what.
And if
You
you
get- they just
don't,
do
if you
it.
don't have fun on our podcast, we'll give you your money back.
Yeah.
It's for free.
It's for free.
So here you go.
So
She's got a
it's
stack
a
of
money,
Monopoly money
it's a
over
money
here.
back guarantee.
That should be
No,
a good
I-
ad. Like,
I would
come on the
100%.
podcast. If you hate it, money back guarantee.
That's right. Yeah, we need to do that. I need to do like one of those cheesy infomercials, like
Yeah.
with the big starburst, like money back guarantee, Sunday. Anyway, a shout out to my buddy Kara Kemp, who taught me that if you can learn to tell your
Our
story,
buddy.
if you learn to tell your story,
Yeah.
everybody will get on board with it. So I've been learning to tell my story about how much I love the community I grew up in. I mean, I've said 1,000 times, nobody moves to Murfreesboro because we have 5 Walmarts. I think
Yeah.
now we're up to 7 if you count the markets, but whatever. People move to Murfreesboro because it's a community of amazing people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And what gives us our great personality, and it's our small business owners.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
You-
we
you-
just want to help you tell your story.
Yeah, and like I always say, this is one of the themes for our business, or one of our principles is people get better in community.
Mhm.
Right.
Mm,
They do. So there's little things that I've done in the clinic, or that Lauren and I have come up with. For example, we only have like 2 waiting chairs, but we built like a coffee bar,
yes.
so you can just sit there, and it kind of forces you to talk to people and network, because people get better when they're like, oh, I'm not the only one with a headache right now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
But it's
Yeah.
the same thing with locally owned Murfreesboro. Like the small businesses get better when they come together.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, and
The
their events
community
are
can
super
grow
fun
when
too.
they come together and they support each other.
Yep.
So yeah, people are better in community versus isolation.
And I believe community over competition. Like
Oh, all day.
you, as you said, the town is
All
big
day.
enough for
Mhm.
however many chiropractors we have. Like there's enough people in our community to have 5 coffee bars. There's enough, like
Oh yeah.
it's all about how you set yourself apart. And how do you set yourself apart? You tell your story.
Tell it.
Yeah.
People want to know your why.
Mhm.
And I just participated in a business plan competition, and this kid had this great idea. And I was like, what made you want to do this? And he was hauling off junk and then turning some of it into recycling, reselling some of the things that people just don't want to have time. They're like that. He's like, that could go to the landfill and I don't want that. I'm like, tell me why. And he was like, and then he just went into this diatribe about how our landfills are getting full. And once it's full, what are we going to do? And I was like, that's what you start with.
Mhm.
Start with your why. And I was like, because now I'm like, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get this thing going, you
yeah.
know? So we just want you to tell your story.
Yeah.
So
Craig,
Yes.
Craig
thanks for that.
Groeschel is a big podcast guy, and he always ends his leadership podcast with "People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care."
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? We've
Yeah.
all heard that, but put it into action.
Yeah.
Just see what happens.
And there's an Indian proverb, and I always botch it, but it's like, give me stats and data. I don't care, but tell me a story and I'll remember it forever. So,
Forever.
So
Yes.
yeah,
Forever.
thanks for
So
that.
thank you guys so much
Yeah.
for having
This
us
was fun today.
again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let's not forget our other supporters. Let's hear from our sponsor, Cultivate Co-working.
Yes.
All right, so now it's time for our Cultivate Co-working this or that segment.
Get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you get with this, because this is where it's
Yep. Yep. So we're just gonna give you this
You
or
know
that.
how this goes.
You just yell it out. Tell me what
Yes.
you like. Okay?
City ham or country ham?
I don't like ham.
Lauren, do you know the difference?
No.
Country ham.
City ham is sugar cured. Country ham is salt cured.
I don't like ham.
Okay.
I'm sticking with that. Sorry.
City ham or country ham?
I mean,
no.
it's cool. We literally
No.
just bought half a hog yesterday. So
like
I don't
bacon.
know what's going to happen.
Oh, bacon. There we go. Now we know. All right. Kayaking or canoeing?
Canoeing. That's a story for another day.
Oh,
Let me lead, Lauren.
why are we
I
going
know,
in
we're going-
circles?
Canoeing.
I like
Boat
kayaking
or a boat.
You like canoeing, and that's why we get in
yeah, but when we-
arguments when we do both.
Yeah, but when we go up north, canoeing's way more fun because there's things to store in the canoe.
We got in a fight in Montana while Noah wanted
In
to
the
do
middle
a
of
double
glacier.
kayak, and I was telling him you need to go one at a time, and he was going, "No, I need to do two at a time," and we were just going. "Nee, nee, nee, nee,
She was
nee."
trying to steer
so
in the
I
front. I was like,
quit,
girl.
And I said, "Sister," or I said, "Sister," I said, "Sir, I'm done." And so I just put my paddle up. I said, "You can chauffeur me around this whole lake. I don't care."
Yeah.
And he did.
And we're like,
was great.
by the way, it's like the most gorgeous place in the world. And then we learned, we go to this lake resort in Minnesota. We're like, we're going to get the canoe.
Yeah,
And
because
then
we
there may be
learned-
some like Leinenkugel summer shandy in the canoe. And we
Yes.
just hang
There
out.
better be.
And you know what?
and I didn't have to paddle.
There's no conflict.
No.
Let him lead.
All right,
That's okay.
next.
So
I love that there's a
kayaking, canoeing.
story with every this or that.
I love
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I love it.
And she picks these before, so like perfect.
It's so great.
Yeah.
Back in time or travel to the future.
Travel to the
Back
future.
in time.
Whoa.
No one wants to go back in time. Sorry.
She's
I
always
get lots of songs references. Go for it. All right. Go dancing or sing karaoke.
Neither.
I love dancing,
And singing.
but I did sing karaoke last year at a resort in my pajamas.
Oh,
It was so fun.
now I
I'm
know
horrible.
you're invited to the
Horrible.
next girls karaoke night.
Perfect. I'm horrible.
Done.
Oh,
Same.
But-
She'll
Same.
get all into it though.
But I
Same.
sang Dancing Queen.
No, ABBA. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So you said neither.
Oh yeah.
You don't even have dad dance. It's
Yeah,
like
he does.
90
It's-
degree.
Your
does the
husband and I
chug
can like just
right
hang out
here.
and watch sports.
All day.
Oh yeah, my husband's total
Noah.
wallflower.
Yeah. Oh, the chug. I can do the chug.
You can do
You got to do
this.
the 90 degrees, bite the lip.
Oh, yeah.
Like I actually take my dancing tips from Hitch.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's fair. And then we look at you and go, don't ever, ever do that again. Is that what we do? Okay.
Yeah,
No,
pretty
it's
much.
so fun when he dances.
And that was our Cultivate Co-working this or that segment.
Ba-ding!
And now it's time for the Be Present Nugget of Wisdom. Get into Zen moment. Thank you. This one is from Oprah. The more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate.
Positive Nellies out there.
There was a wise woman yesterday that told my kiddo, like, make a list of all your exciting moments during this year of college. That way, when you look back, you can be like, oh, yeah. Because I just remember the big things, but the little things is what means the most.
I actually just heard that in a book that I just finished, Together We Rise. One of the things was, as you go through your month, like write down like good accomplishments, because when you have your bad day, you can always look back on it. So
So fun fact about Noah, he actually journals a lot. Yeah.
Very
Nice.
A
Love
lot,
it.
a lot. But the coolest thing about like journaling is when I pray for people, I write it down and then I circle it and I circle it and I circle it. And then if we end up like being really good friends or
Mhm.
just being in community together, when something comes up, I'm like, hey, bro, check this out. Like
Nice.
this isn't by accident or this isn't.
Mm.
So writing down
Nice.
all those things like
Mhm.
really brings things together.
Nice.
good.
I love it. Let's celebrate.
Celebrate.
I feel
See,
like that's
she always
where
got a
Just keep
song.
we
singing.
should have the clapping.
Yay.
All right. So if you have not been to Boro Chiropractic office, where can we find you and how do we get in contact with you?
That's a really great question. Do you want to answer that, Noah?
Yeah. So you guys were located
he know?
right across the street from Brasshorn Coffee or
Yes.
the Napa Auto Parts if you're not a coffee drinker. In the old Haynes building. Used to be a flag shop and a candy shop. But anyways, it is 401 West Lytle Street. You can find us at BoroChiroTN.com and also on Instagram, Boro Chiro. There's a link tree on there. Our
It's
numbers are on there.
Boro Chiro TN on Instagram and Boro Chiropractic on Facebook as well.
Yeah. And check out the Instagram because my wife does a great job
She
of
does.
making it educational. Nobody cares about just a post. We want to make sure that if we post something, you can learn from it. So if you have any question, like health questions about maybe your shoulders, hips, back, knees, you can find a post on there and you can learn something from it. And you're like, maybe they'd be a good fit. And you can give us a call.
And if you just want to learn more about health and you have a question, DM us because I will answer it in a post and I will do all of the research behind it so that you don't have to.
Yeah.
Awesome sauce. 110, baby.
110.
110.
You can even message us on
110%.
Instagram.
It's like 110. What time is it?
All right.
I need to rest
Well, we
my
gotta
coffee.
go
Thank you
back
for
to clinic.
coming.
Well, you guys get back to work, working on folks and making lives better.
Yes.
Hey, thank
Thanks
you guys
for
so much for
joining
having
us.
us.
We're glad you're a part of the fam now.
Well, we're just glad that you're
Actually,
a part of our fam.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, I guess I should say I'm glad I'm
Twice.
part of the fam
Yeah,
because
you're
y'all have
part.
always been fam.
Yeah,
Hey,
2
thank
times
you.
this week.
That's right.
Love it.
Awesome. You guys
Bye.
have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, ladies.
Bye. Thank you for listening to Locally Owned Murfreesboro, the podcast. New episodes every Wednesday on all your favorite podcast platforms. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Locally Owned Boro.